Colorful.
Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
It's Ava Brown here, and you are tuning in to Colourful Life with Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
Welcome back. Now, yes, this is our advice surgery, and I am joined in the studio today by uddy. Now, I'm not even going to try and pronounce her surname until she's actually told me what it is so that I can pronounce it properly, because names are important. And I learned a very, 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 very tough lesson in 1998. Okay. Even though sometimes I come on air and I get people's names wrong, but I won't be doing that today, will I, Uddy? No, I won't. Right. So uddy, she is from London Massage Doula Services. Okay, London Massage and Doula Services. Now you think it's just doula? What is that? All right, so we all know what a massage is. All right, but I'm gonna let her tell you exactly what she does. Fantastic. The first time I met her, I was like, oh my gosh, you've got to come on my show. This is great. I never heard about it before. Right, she actually takes a piece of cloth, and this is kind of like tradition from where she comes from. She takes a piece of cloth and she ties it around your waist, but she knows how to do it so that, you know, if you have like a prolapsed womb or you've got organs that are falling out of place inside your body, that the way she wraps it, it brings it back easily back into place without having surgery. Now, isn't that fantastic? So, uddy, welcome to Colourful Radio.
Well, thank you, Sonia. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. Lift that microphone up a little bit. That's it. That's
still morning.
It.
Sorry.
Okay. Right. Listen, I'm just going to fix her up. I'm going to play this track and I'll be back after a minute.
Colorful.
Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
It's Ava Brown here, and you are tuning in to Colourful Life with Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
Right, I am back again. Now, I am joined in the studio today by uddy. We just had a little bit of a techie problem there. The microphone was upside down and we couldn't hear her very well. All right. So, uddy, she is a trained Avigo therapist. Avigo, I don't know if I've pronounced it right. Have I pronounced it right?
Yes, you have.
Okay, Avigo, massage therapist. Okay, and what she specializes, she combines her skills. She's also a doula, and she combines her skills into. It's a combination of touch therapy, visualization, breathing techniques that strengthen you throughout pregnancy, right? So that it eliminates anxiety, stress, and anything else that an expectant mother can suffer. Was that right?
Experience.
Yes. Okay. So, uddy, before you tell us about what you do with this wonderful cloth, right? And do you know what? I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to put it on the website. See how she bands up make me look slim and good, slim and trim. Right, tell us, what did you do before you discovered these techniques? Before you decided, well, do you know what? I want to have an impact on other people's lives.
Well, thank you, Sonia, for having me on the show this morning.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
My background is design. I am a very creative person. Yeah. I studied at Ravensbourne College in Kent as a visual communication designer.
Okay.
So I do television graphics, graphic designing, artwork. So I'm very creative with my hands. I've always loved drawing, painting, just using my hands.
Okay. And then how long did you do that for?
I did this up until I was 25.
Yeah.
In my mid-20s. Until I had my first...
She don't look a day over 25.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Until I had my first son in my mid-20s. And from then I just focused on motherhood. And I was very interested in just natural therapies, natural well-being. My son experienced eczema in his early months.
Is that the kickoff of it?
Yes, it was. It was just really about me looking after myself in order to look after my family.
Yeah.
And I was very interested in just alternative therapies, medicine. And I was interested in just healing aspects. So I trained to become a Reiki master.
Okay. Master, not even a healer, master.
Well, no, sorry, I'm a healer.
Okay.
Level 1 and 2. Yeah. And from then onwards, I was supporting my family, and I became pregnant again. And this time it was really from my experience with my first birth that I wanted to have a home birth. However, my family, my partner around me were very nervous and scared of what that could entail. So I had a home birth for my first son. Sorry, a birth center birth for
your first son?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And from then I was very adamant to have this home birth with my second son.
Okay, so throughout your pregnancy, was you healthy throughout, or did you have any complications? Because I'm trying to find out here why your family was like, you know, really nervous about you having a home birth.
I had a healthy pregnancy. I really enjoyed pregnancy. But pregnancy for me, it's really about eating well, resting well. For me, pregnancy, you know, works for me. You know, I tend to blossom more, as we were talking earlier. You know, we look healthier, we look stronger, we look radiant. And I just wanted to have a home birth. I'm not really a big fan of hospital births and just the whole concept. I really wanted to, you know, be at home with family and friends. And with that, I was very adamant the second time round. This time round, I hadn't told that many family members for them to not feel to put the pressure on me. I just kind of kept it to myself and got the support I needed from friends and family. And I had the birth. I had the perfect birth. Shall I say?
All right, so go on, tell us about baby number 3 then.
Baby number 3, 11 years later. It's different simply because from the time I had my son, my second son in 2004, it was so exhilarating, exciting for me. I really wanted to teach women about how the practices I incorporated in my pregnancy. And I didn't actually know what a doula was at that time. It wasn't until I spoke to a friend who was a radio presenter and actually was interviewing a doula. Okay. And I was just defining the roles of the doula. You know, I want to help women prepare with birth, natural approach, you know, the massaging and, you know, eating well. And he said, well, you know, maybe, you know, you should become a doula. And I was like, what's that? What's a doula? Well, you know, I'm having a doula online, and actually she was on the radio show on Saturday. Really? Delia Mohammed. She was actually talking about pregnancy, breastfeeding, and I listened to the radio
Is she
show.
American?
No, she's based in London. We met her at the show back in October.
Oh, okay.
I just grabbed her and I want to become a doula. I want to do this, and you know, she became my mentor during the pregnancy, during doula, my doulaing training.
So when you went to be trained to be a doula, do you go to college, or do you go to a centre, or do you go to the hospital? How is the training?
It's doula. I actually joined an organisation called Doula UK. Okay. And there you go on training. You know, there's various trainings around the country where you learn about the birthing practice, the female, the anatomy, various aspects are learnt or taught. When I started, about 9 years ago, there was a few out there, but now there's so many training courses. I think there is actually an accredited course, maybe Middlesex University, I'm not sure, on doula training. But I learnt through a very well-known practitioner, Michael Odont. Okay. And he was just teaching about the aspects of birth, the female body, the female mind, you know, how powerful she is in terms of creating the birth that she wanted.
Let me answer this question. Did he tell, and if you don't know, just tell you don't know, okay? Did he teach you, right, that the female is as strong as the male?
Of course. All right. Of course he did. He's an advocate of home birthing, birthing in the pool, and he is really teaching about how you can have the birth that you want, you know, birthing naturally. Okay. So from there, I, went on to my training and I just started working as a doula. You know, I had clients from different aspects in London who wanted different births. Not all births, women wanted to have a home birth. It's really about supporting. The key factor about what a doula is to support the expecting mother and her family during this process.
Okay.
And it just empowers them, gives them knowledge-based information that would help them feel more supported, more confident in what they want to achieve.
Okay.
And
All
it's, yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go a little bit back to the belly wrap. Okay. No, actually, first of all, before you tell us about the belly wrap, tell us what is a Vigo massage therapist. What's that entail?
A Vigo massage is a traditional Mayan abdominal massage technique that has been founded by a wonderful lady called Rosita Arvigo. She was mentored by a traditional South American shaman called Don Eliohi.
So could you just explain to us, our listeners, what a shaman is?
A shaman is a natural healer. I'm not really sure exactly how to define it, but they are healers who help heal using traditional methods. And what it is actually a manipulation of a massage. It's a non-invasive massage, externally done, not internally done, that repositions the internal organs that have shifted. Is
this to do with the baby when you're pregnant, or is this?
It's actually to do with just the female body.
Okay.
It's to do with the organs, the uterus. It really helps restrict the flow of blood, lymph, and chi energy, as we know it as well.
Okay.
And it's really working with the uterus, the womb, the uterus, the one and the same.
Is that the center of the body or something? The uterus,
for the female, it is the center of the body. If your uterus is out of place, then you are out of place. And a lot of conditions that women are facing now could be based on the fact that our uterus is out of place. We are having restrictions of blood flow, of lymph flow to this area.
Okay. All right. Let me just take this short music break, and I'll be back after this track, and we're going to go into that a little bit more. Okay.
Colourful. Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
It's Ava Brown here, and you are tuning to Colourful Life with Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
Welcome back. Now, I'm joined in the studio today by our Vigo massage therapist, our doula nurse. I don't know if you call yourselves nurses, do you? Or what's a doula? What doula? Just a doula?
Just a doula.
Yeah.
We have two types of doulas. We have a postnatal doula and a birth doula.
Oh, right. So we're joined in the studio by our birth doula. And just before the music break, we were talking about the Vigo massage treatment and what the benefits of we're going to talk about the benefits of having it, but how the treatment is and what causes it actually helps. Okay, so you were talking about in the womb, if the womb falls down. So take it away, you do it.
So a woman can come to me for if she's been told by her doctor that she has a prolapse uterus. Okay, that could be because of a challenging labor. She could have been pushing for a long length of time.
Wow.
And her doctor would have said to her, you have a prolapse uterus and may require surgery. Really? Now, a lady may say to me, well, I don't want to have surgery. I want to find alternatives. So she'll go online and, type, healing methods of a prolapse uterus, and she may come across the Vigo therapy website.
Yeah.
And it will tell you that, depending on how severe, it's about helping reposition and shift the uterus back into its place. Now, the uterus is held by ligaments and muscles that attach to the pelvis walls. And once that's compromised by either the loss of certain hormones, it will compromise and collapse down.
Okay.
So the massage is just done to bring stimulation and circulation, because once all these are, primarily reach to these organs and surrounding areas, we need blood to carry oxygen. We need the lymph to bring back all the toxins and just the energy.
Yeah.
And once that's done with other modalities that are part of the Vigo practice, such as the belly binding. That's really good to help that in place.
But the belly binding, I thought that was like an African tradition.
Oh, belly binding is a just traditional tradition done all over the world.
Right.
Women all over the world who are mothers, who are sisters, who just know that we need that support before for these elements and also postnatally. So it's done, in South America they call it the faja. Back home we have different names because it's really about just the action of how we just wrap.
So tell us back home where? Caribbean?
Oh no, I'm actually Nigerian. My parents are Nigerian. I was born in Ghana and I've lived in London since I was a wee 4-year-old girl. Okay. And I'm from Akwa Ibom, so we have just different dialects have different names for it. But generally, we just once you've had the baby, they wrap you, they massage you to bring stimulation and energy, depending on the oils, and they wrap you around just to keep the organs back in place. Because as you know, when you have the baby, everything just once that baby's out, everything just flops. And it's really helping to help the organs go back in place to fill that empty space that was there for, that had grown for that 9-month period. And also with the what's the contracting of the uterus back in its place. It also is beneficial because it helps you bleed more, bleed and just prevents more clotting to come out of the body.
So why do we need to bleed more?
Well, we're bleeding because the uterus is contracting back to the size of shall we say
Orange?
just orange, or just below where the pelvic, just behind our bladder. It's actually quite a small size. A lot of women don't actually know where the uterus is or the size of the uterus. Because we tend to have an idea that our belly is expanding during pregnancy, they tend to think it's quite high up our abdomen, but it's actually very low down, way below our navel.
Okay.
So with the binding, it helps with the contractions and just put everything in place. And also the muscles. A lot of women experience diastasis, the muscle opening, and it doesn't go back into its place. I've actually had a friend of mine call me this morning who has referred me of a lady who's actually during her second stage of her pregnancy and has been told that she has a prolapse, that the baby's very, very low down. She's very low down and that her diastasis, her muscles, abdomen muscles are quite wide open. So with her...
So what does that mean for the baby?
It's just very serious. It's very serious. It just means that she has to be very careful not to stand too long and she needs the support. So they've given her a girdle, which is the same principle
of the belly banding,
just to help give her that support of just closure. And
so when she comes and see you, will you take that girdle off and put the belly band on her, or do you teach her? What do you do?
What we're going to do is really see her postnatally after she's had the baby.
Okay.
So we continue the massaging and the belly wrapping. I've also actually referred her to specialist Arvigo practitioners who specialize in pregnancy massage. They may kind of help her just have an understanding of what's happening with her, and just treatments in that matter.
When you tie the what do you call it? The faja?
The faja, yes, the faja.
Okay.
It's known as a faja. Yes.
Okay. So is there any possibilities that you could actually tie that faja too tight for somebody?
You're not really supposed to tie it too tight because that really deletes the objection of what we're trying to do, flow of blood. But it's meant to be very fitted, tight, where you're comfortable. You can still breathe. That's really important that you're breathing. The other cautions that you should not use it is during your menses and when you go to bed.
Okay, why is that?
During your menses, because it's still going to squeeze it,
tight?
Squeeze it too tight for you. So we just recommend to use it a few days, up until a few days before your menses and then after. Just to allow the body, when you are doing your menses, it's really important just to have that time of stillness and just allow the body to go through this phase, as we say, the hibernation phase, and just allow the body just to do what it needs to do in terms of eliminating and replenishing, as we call it.
Okay. All right. We're just going to take this short music break, and after that, we'll be back, and you'll be telling us about massaging pregnant women. So,
Colorful
Voted best radio station.
Colorful Radio.
It's Ava Brown here, and you are tuning to Colourful Life with Sonia Polian on Colourful Radio.
Welcome back. I'm joined in the studio by our Vigo massage therapist, doula, okay, Uduak. Now, just before the music break, we were talking about, what were we talking about?
Arvigo. We were talking about why women come and see me for an Arvigo treatment, and why would they come to see me for an Arvigo treatment?
Yeah. Okay, so actually, how long does the treatment last? And is it just a one-off, or is it a series of treatments?
The first initial treatment will be, session you'll come to see me for. It's a 2-hour session, and that really entails the consultation, the treatment, and other modalities that I will show you how to do at home. And one of the brilliant things about other Arviga that I really love is the self-care, learning to care for ourselves. And I teach you how to do a self-care massage that you do every day for life.
For life? Okay, so not and just because you're pregnant then?
No. You can use that. I did that. I'd actually use some aspects of the self-care during my pregnancy to bring stimulation and circulation, and just to help with the baby and just with the blood flow. However, with the Arvigo session, I do a massage for you. And it's really working with the abdomen area and the back and the pelvis. So these are the things which I'm really looking at, and looking at, depending what you've come for me for. If you come for me for fertility issues, I'm trying to have a baby. However, my doctor's saying that my uterus is tilted forward or backwards, or I'm having very heavy bleeding, or my ovulation is not, I'm not ovulating as well. They come to see me, and we really kind of go through the consultation.
Okay.
And we do the treatment, and there's modalities which I teach you on, and you may have heard a few of them. One is vaginal steaming.
No, hold on. The only vaginal steaming that I know of is you sit over a pail, and with some hot water in, and let the steam go up. But I can't remember what the benefits of that is.
The benefits is for leveraging to loosen the walls of the vaginal, for just to bring I can't remember. The purpose for the vaginal steaming is to help with a lot of cleansing, detoxifying of the womb, and just to have a good flow of blood.
A flush out.
It's a good flush out. And we also do what is called castor oil packing as well.
Explain to us what the castor oil packing is.
Castor oil packing is also element of detoxifying, bringing toxins, and just to help stimulate the nervous system, the lymphatic system, to help detox. So because we have a lot
do you
of...
take that orally?
No.
Okay.
No. There's other aspects of the Arvigo treatment which we use herbs, but that will be done under the guidance of a Arvigo therapist. We are here to really teach women and men do come for Arvigo treatments for their own reasons, just to really understand their bodies.
Is that because they want to look after the women's bodies?
They have issues as well. Arvigo is also good for digestion issues.
Okay.
For male impotency. Couples come together trying to conceive, and it's really about a partnership.
So part of the Arvigo treatment, is there kind of like any natural medications that's attached to it, or
there are natural herbs that we do really talk about. Within, there are what we have, the rainforest remedies, which are a lovely collection of herbs to use for different aspects of what is needed for your specific healing and wellness. And with that, like I said, under the guidance of a Arvigo therapist, we will talk about these things and how it can benefit you. With the treatment itself, it's a massage done very gentle but yet very powerful. I get my Arvigo massage done, and for me it's by who I have one of my fellow therapists, Hilary Lewin, based in I think she's based in Surrey. She is wonderful, and she's fantastic. Her work is just absolutely lovely, and it's just really needed. I do it because I've just had a baby and I'm still going through my healing period of my body changing and trying to, getting back to, as they say, normality.
Okay. So tell us, I'm just going to speed it up a little bit because time's running out. Okay. So tell us about having a massage during pregnancy, because we kind of like have the notion that, it's not good to be massaged when you're pregnant. All right. But so tell us from your point of view why it is good and what the benefits are.
The benefits are it helps you connect with your inner self.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of people may say it's not good to have a massage is mainly during the first trimester. A lot of women are concerned that it may cause the fetus to abort very early.
Okay.
However, under the guidance of a trained pregnancy therapist, there are contraindications that she will know and is aware of and will work with that.
And this is you.
And this is me. I've been a pregnancy massage.
What don't you do?
I've been a massage therapist specializing in pregnancy for over 5 years.
Wow.
And I've had clients, recommend me to their friends and their family. And really the benefits is just to help with circulation, help you.
Help circulation for who? For the mother or the baby?
Both.
Okay.
Both. The mother is, nurturing this baby. And if you're stressed, it makes your pregnancy more challenging. And if you're tense, it makes the whole pregnancy, you have a lot of tension. Women get a lot of tension. The body's changing through the phases of pregnancy. Our pelvis is opening slowly. So it really just helps alleviate the aches and pains that you will experience during pregnancy. And it's just something that you should really pamper yourself with. We tend not to look after ourselves and feel that we have to do so much. But really and truly, the most important person in the pregnancy is yourself. Once you're on point, once you're good, then you feel good. Thus, which means you're producing the hormones that require you to have a healthy pregnancy. It's all about the hormones. If you're full on adrenaline, rushing around, working, dealing with family and children, you're stressed, and thus it could lead to quite a challenging labor and birth.
Okay.
So for me, during my pregnancy, I made sure I experienced these things.
All 3 pregnancies or just the last one?
Just the last one. I didn't really know much about holistic therapies in my first 2 pregnancies. But, I got myself a massage. I did reflexology. I experienced these things, which I would recommend to my clients and I would give to my clients.
Okay.
And
so as a woman, she's pregnant. Okay. So she's pregnant for 9 months. So how many times or how often would you recommend she gets this Arvigo massage throughout her pregnancy?
Well, Arvigo massage, there are specialists. It would be, however, she needs it maybe once a month, every 2 weeks, depending whether she has certain issues that she needs to have addressed.
All right. So if she doesn't have any issues...
as many times as you want, really. Maybe once every 2 weeks, once a month.
Once a month is good.
Yeah, once a month. In the pregnancy massage, when I see my clients, I've had clients see me every week.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Every week. If they really want to just focus towards the last 3 months of their pregnancy, when they've finished work and they're really off work and they're like on maternity, they just want to just shut down and just focus on themselves. They'll see me on the run up to their labor. If they, baby hasn't come on their supposedly due date, then they see, I see them just to help them with the anxieties, and just to help them.
So in that latter stage of pregnancy, like when they're overdue or nearly due to give birth, having the massage, does it stimulate the baby so that the baby comes, at a certain time, or...
what it does is helps you relax. And the key thing to pregnancy is hormones. If you are really stressed out about why my baby hasn't come on the due date, which really there is no such thing as a due date, you are producing more adrenaline. And in labor, adrenaline is more of a hindrance than helping you. We need to produce more. We produce hormones, adrenaline and the hormone oxytocin. Now, if you're not increasing the hormone level, by relaxing, taking a break, resting, eating, just enjoying the pregnancy, it could actually just make the initiation of labor slow, or it will just reduce it and makes it quite challenging for your body to go into labor. That's not the only factor. The baby also initiates labor.
Yeah.
But if you are very stressed and worried about what could be all the factors that your doctor can tell you in terms of, if I go over over my due date, then I may be induced and I don't want to be, all these things, which really is very stressful. I do, for myself, was feeling these things.
Yeah.
You just need to focus on you, and produce the hormones that you need to really initiate labor, and just to have a really healthy labor for you, and a fantastic birth.
Good. All right, time is really running away from us. So, if anybody wants to know about a Vigo massage, how do they get in contact with you?
My website is www.londonmassagedoula.com.
How do you spell doula?
Doula is DOULA.
Okay.
If you are experiencing, painful periods, have fertility challenges, you have a prolapsed womb or uterus, if your doctor's told you that, your womb has moved, has shifted, is tilted to the front or tilted to the back, and you're experiencing a lot of symptoms that may come with that,
what kind of symptoms do they get? Because sometimes people may have it and don't even know.
I know a lot of women don't realize that until they have such, for example, the fertility challenges, they try to have a child, that they realize all these things. They go for a scan and they're told, the ovaries are blocked, the womb has shifted, is retroverted, or antiverted, it's sunk down, that they realize all these issues that they've had with their womb.
Yeah.
Also digestion issues, the organs around the uterus also play a factor. And a lot of women may have digestion issues which they will not see as a relation or connection to that. So the Vigo massage, we work with women who they come to us with all these issues, and we work with them. And we teach them about, like I said, we teach them about their bodies, how to look after themselves, their diet, and just really have a better understanding about why these things happen.
Right. So we've just had a message from a Messiah, and she said that I don't know if she believes in due date. She says she believes in due date, but then what she said was that the date that she had for her due date is when her baby came, which was different to what the hospitals.
I have been a doula for almost 9 years, and I would say out of the clients I've had, I've only had one client who've actually come on the supposedly due date.
Wow.
They've either come before the due date or after. It's very unlikely, because if you know your cycle, it's just an estimation, as they say. It's an estimation due date, and we get so wound up by this.
Right, well, our time is expired, so that's it for now. Stay tuned in to Colourful Radio, and we'll be back after the top of the hour. So I want to say thank you very much, Uddy, for coming in and sharing this with us.
Thank you.
And your email address?
It's uddy@londonmassagedoula.com. Or please check me out on our Vigo Therapy website, where you can find more information about our Vigo Therapy and all the practitioners around London.
Right, thank you very much. We'll be back after this. Stay tuned in to Colourful Radio.